My coming out journey is not the typical queer story. I didn't really have the support from my family, but they also never really acknowledged the times that I came to them and told them how I felt about my sexuality. My friends never cared, but it was also not centered in the conversation because much of my 20s and early 30s, I passed as straight. And so it was just like a part of me that consistently got ignored. And when I moved to LA, I realized that it was really up to me to honor my queerness and to have it be more visible. But the mistake that I made was that I thought that it was about how I presented and the things that I was saying. It felt more performative. So I changed the way that I dressed and I changed the way that I acted, thinking that that would make me more officially queer. But what I realized over the last couple of weeks, and especially attending my first Pride in over 10 years since coming out, is that my queerness and my identity has really nothing to do with how I perform my sexuality and everything about what's integrated into my life. What I didn't expect was walking down in that parade feeling so seen. What I didn't expect was feeling loved and celebrated by everyone who expressed their sexuality in so many different ways, and being surrounded by that kind of love and that kind of care. Being in queer spaces is not just about permission to dress a certain way or act a certain way or hold someone's hand when you want to. It's about being accepted. It's about your differences being celebrated rather than seen as a threat to one another. My queer identity is more about the things that I don't accept and don't allow in my life than it is about who I'm dating or who I'm with or who I love. It's more about the value systems that I carry myself with. It's more about the way that I show up for my community. It's more about decentering men and patriarchal ideas in order to connect, create community, and feel like I belong. Those systems were designed to take down anyone like me, a Black queer woman with ideas, with dreams, with ambitions, who wants to be happy, who dares to be seen, who dares to question, I think I'm worthy, who dares to ask for more. My queer identity and my queer community reminds me that I deserve to be seen, cared for, loved, hugged, noticed, and celebrated. And it's also not lost on me that while all of this is going on, the Latin community is fighting for their lives, fighting for the right to be in a sanctuary city, fighting for their right to be human and be in a country that frankly was built on stolen land and laid a foundation on free labor. This conversation isn't just about pride. This conversation is about resistance and resilience. There's the protesting and the fighting, and there's the love and the community and the celebrating. And this weekend showed me that they go together. They happen hand in hand. They're happening at the same time. Because whilst I was walking in that parade, feeling the love, feeling celebrated, I also knew that there was work to do. I also saw many members of my community that have something to celebrate and to hold on to, and also have something to fight for. Because the mistake that we can easily make while we're screaming in the streets, while we're begging to be left to thrive and to take care of our families and to pursue our dreams, we forget that what we're fighting for is the love, is the belonging, it is the community. That's what we're fighting for. When we say that you can't just disrupt society and illegally detain people, what we're saying is you don't have the right to stop us from pursuing our families, pursuing our dreams, from being together, from being happy, from contributing to society. You don't have the right to stop that. That's the message. That's what we're fighting for. And anyone who upholds white supremacist patriarchal ideas would love for us to be exhausted. They would love for us to divide and conquer and argue over whose oppression is worse. They would love for us to have distractions and things that get in the way of our progress. But what pride reminds me of is that the joy and the celebration is just as much a part of the movement as the fighting. Coming together hand in hand, loving on one another, being in relationship, being proud of who we are, and increasing our self-worth is just as much a part of the movement and moves the needle so much further than any other act of resistance. It's all a part of it. This is all a part of the fight, because the more we stand together, the harder it is to break us apart. And that's what this whole administration is here to do. They want to break us apart. So with every laugh, every kiss, every hug, every scream, every moment of applause, every moment of safety that we create moves the needle forward. So I'm really, really glad that I got to celebrate Pride. I'm absolutely heartbroken that our communities are also under attack. And I'm going to continue to find ways to not only move this movement forward, but also pursue with utmost zeal my joy and my pleasure and my success, because that's what it's for.